Zac, thanks very much for joining us. You're here at a QPR and the Community Trust programme, and I get the impression you're impressed by it.
I'm massively impressed. QPR has done a huge amount of work. I'm talking to some of your people here about the work they're doing with kids, particularly kids at risk of exclusion from schools, and the response in relation to their work is really overwhelming in terms of preventing people from being seduced into a life of crime, in terms of keeping people on the straight and narrow, inspiring people to make the right decisions. I want to see this project, this kind of project, scaled up right across London. I think this is pioneering work and really important.
It's fascinating how football is used as a vehicle to almost communicate with hard-to-reach youngsters.
It's the one thing most young people, particularly young boys, have in common is an interest in sport, particularly football. And it's not just about kicking a ball around, it's about team building, it's about working with others, cooperation, and being inspired by mentors. It's really valuable stuff.
It's educational as well for them, isn't it?
Absolutely right. And what's particularly amazing and maybe overlooked is that a lot of the kids who go through this program, who are the people who are most at risk of exclusion, not only don't get excluded, they're put back on the straight and narrow, but their results, their academic results, are above their peers. So they massively exceed all expectations. It's not just a physical exercise thing. It's team building. It's about academia. It's about success.
One of the issues that is tackled across London, in fact across the world, is the issue of knife crime. I know that's something that's very important to you. It's very important to the QPR supporters as well, with what happened to one of our youngsters, Kai and Prince. How is this issue tackled?
See, the problem is that even though overall knife crime has been coming down over the last 10 years, we've had a really worrying spike in the last few months, 20% or so. And obviously every single death by knife crime is a off-the-scale tragedy, particularly for the family involved, and we've got to do everything we can to, I think, first of all, get knives off the streets. It can't all be about getting knives off the streets, obviously. We've got to deal with causes, but getting knives off the streets is really important. One of the things we're highlighting today is just how easy it is to buy appallingly aggressive, violent-looking contraptions off eBay, off Amazon, without any age checks at all. My office, an intern in my office yesterday, bought a 10.5-inch zombie killer knife. No one asked his name, his age, his where. It was just completely unpoliced and unregulated, and that kind of stuff is far too easy. So we've got to crack down on the online availability of these dangerous weapons. But it's not just that. We've got to focus on the preventative stuff, and that's why I'm here at QPR. And we could have had this discussion anywhere, but to talk about the preventative work, the outreach, the community work, inspiring young people to make different choices, that is as important, in my view, as getting knives off the streets. That's why we're here today.
And communicating with the youngsters, that's what QPR and the Community Trust does.
That's what QPR and there are 3 or 4 programs here that QPR oversees. And the simple truth is that organisations such as this are always going to be more effective at reaching into the grassroots and talking to the people who need to be spoken to, always going to be in a better position than the police. Because the police, no matter how good they are, and we're lucky to have good police in London, but no matter how good they are, they're never going to have that level of trust at the grassroots that you're going to see with clubs like QPR and other clubs that are doing good work as well.
QPR and the Community Trust, it works from Loftus Road, doing many good things locally, nationally and internationally. The need for a new stadium, for that to be a hub for QPR and the Community Trust, is so important.
Yeah, of course, QPR needs a proper home in West London, and I very much hope that happens.
That's the key as well, isn't it? Keeping QPR in West London.
100%. It's got to stay in West London. I think there's surely unanimity around that.